Okay, here we go. Welcome. Welcome to your last video ever. I don't know if you're going to be celebrating or not, but you might miss it. Here we go. First question. Determine if the following are statistical. If not, change it. What is your favorite baseball team? So this one has a one response on. If you ask one person, it's not going to change. So this one is non-statistical. Okay. I'm just going to write NS. So to change this, you can say, what is everyone's favorite baseball team? Or you can actually say, what is 607's favorite baseball team? Right? That way you get a variety of answers. Okay. 2, what is everyone's math grade in 602? Well, definitely is a statistical question because you're going to get different answer as statistical. Okay, not everybody's grade is the same. How tall is Mr. Toner? Well, definitely non-statistical because his height's not going to change. All right, but you can change that to say how tall. How tall? That's a how, by the way. How tall is? How tall are? Sorry, how tall are the teachers in 194? Definitely, we are of different heights. Okay, my handwriting could be better. How many hours a week does my friend spend on homework? Well, it's only one friend, so that friend, what do you call? It's gonna give you one answer. So maybe you can change that. How many hours a week do my friends spend on homework? So as it was non-statistical. So if you make that change, it becomes statistical. Okay, because if you're asking all your friends, you're gonna get different answers. Okay. Describe the graph by center? Blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's write. I'm gonna write center instead of enter. Let's write center properly. Center. There we go. What do we care about? Spread. We care about gap. Cluster. There should be a comma there. Comma peak. And comma shape. Well, the center. Let's see. Well, if we take the center, we'll take this one crosses this one, cross, 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 and you're gonna have 30. So my center is 30. If you don't like it, do it this way. You actually, I would line them up so you got 15 two times, 20, 25 shows up two times, 30 shows up three times, 1, 2, 3, 35 shows up once, 75 shows up once, and 85. And if you do it the same way, cross, cross, and work yourself towards the center, you get 30. Center's 30. The spread, well, the spread is not 10 to 100. The spread starts at 15. Yeah, it's the lowest. It goes all the way to 85. The gap, there's a big gap right here. Okay, that space between 35 and 75 is your gap. Cluster, seems like most of your data hangs out around here, so I'd say about 15 to maybe 35. Peak is the one that has the most, the highest one, 30 is your peak. And your shape, definitely, this will go skewed right, whereas most of your data is on the left side, right? So this is skewed right. Okay. This one, find the mean, medium, and mode. So I saw a lot of people adding actually this column, the 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9, and dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or even adding the frequencies, 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7. But that's not the way you should have done it. Okay, you got to actually list out your numbers, your data here. This table represents this particular data. The 4 shows up twice, the 5 times, 4, 5, the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, the 8, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So once you list your numbers out, now you can start finding the mean, median, and the mode. Okay. I'll start with the easiest one, the most obvious. The mode is the one that shows up the most, and we have 9 showing up 7 times, so that's the mode. The median, you're going to cross out, or just work yourself towards the middle, and eventually you're going to get that it's 7. The mean, you're going to add all this, so 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus all those numbers. And I don't know if I'll do it. So let me see if I can add these. Let's see, I got an 8, I got a 25, I got a 24, I got a 28, I got 6 of 48, and the 9 is 7, so that's 63. So I'm going to add everything up, and I get 8, 24, 28, 28 is a 6 here, 36 goes 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is 196, and I'm dividing it by there's 28 numbers. So the total, the sum here is 196, and if I divide it by the number of numbers that I added up, which is 28, there's a total of 28, that's going to give me a 7. Okay, so the question that follows right under this says, which measure of central tendency best describes this data? Well, it's definitely not the mode, although it shows up the most. Okay, it's not the best descriptor here for this data. It's either going to be the mean or the median. Okay, that most numbers are closer to 7 instead of closer to 9. Okay, so that would be the measure of central tendency that best describes. So either of these two works out the best. Okay. In this case, the median is probably the better, also because the numbers there are no outliers. So remember, when there are no outliers, you're better off using the mean as your measure of central tendency. Okay. MAD. Oh, okay. So the MAD, we have to do quite a little bit of work here. So to find the MAD, we have to find the median here first. The mean, sorry. So we're going to add it up, and I will get a calculator because I can, or because I have one somewhere. No, I don't. So I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. And we got 22, 44, 86, 25, 85, 58, and 30. So 6, 12, 17, 22, 22 and 8 is 30. Carry the 3. 3, 5, 9, 17, 18, 19, 27, 30, 35, 350. So the sum of all these numbers gives me 350, and I'm going to divide this by, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, by 7. And that's going to give me 50. So the mean is 50. So I want to find out how far every single one of these numbers are from the mean. Okay, so 22 is 28 spaces away from the mean. 44 is 6 spaces away from the mean. 86 is 36. 25 is 25 spaces away from 50, right? 85 is 35 spaces away from 50. 58 is only 8 spaces away from 50. And 30 is 20 spaces away from 50. So the math tells us the average distance that these numbers are away from 50. And I should have written it this way to make it easier for me to add. So 28, 36, 25, 35, 8, and 20. So we're going to find the average distance. So 20, 25, 30, 38, carry the 3, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 15, 158. So 158 is the total sum here of the differences, and we're going to divide this by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to count our MAD, so let me do this somewhere here. 158 divided by 7. 7 goes to 1 now, it goes to 15 twice, 14. 1, bring the 8 down, 7 goes to 18 2 times again, 14. 4 left over, I'm going to go one more decimal, add a decimal, one more place value, I should say. So bring the 0 down, 7 goes into 40, 6 times? No, 5 times, which is 35. And I'm going to bring 5 left over, bring another 0 down, and 7 goes to 57 times. So it's 22.57. I did it 2 decimal places because I want to round it to the nearest 10. So now I can round this, and that's going to become 22 with 1 decimal place value. The 5 is going to make that 5 go 1 higher, 22.6. Okay, so that's my math. So the average distance from that these numbers are away from 50 is 22.6 spaces. So you notice that the math's quite big, meaning that the numbers here, the quiz scores are very inconsistent. Okay, there's a wide range of grades. Okay, that was 4. 5. Okay, so this is going to be, maybe I should have printed this out. Let's stop, pause. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Here we go. So now I can do this because I have my values. We're going to do a histogram. Okay, so we first have to create an interval. And the interval is already created for you. Notice that the spacing, it's 1 to 20, 21 to 40. So the interval contains the same amount of numbers in each interval. So from 1 to 20, there were 0 values, so nothing there. From 21 to 40, there were 4. 41 to 60, there were 6. From 61 to 80, there were 7. From 81 to 100, there were 2. And you had to create one more here to fit in the extra. Okay. So it would be 101 to 120. And in that interval, you had 3. Okay. And if you add this up, 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 7 is 17, 18, 9, 18, and 18 plus 3 is 21. 10, 20, 22. So there's a total of 22 here. And if you add all these numbers up, all these entries, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 2. There's a total of 22 numbers here, which matches my total here. So I know I did my table correctly. Okay, so that should always match. So now I'm going to use this table and create a histogram. So I'll just lower it. So I'm going to write, what was it? 1 to 20, yep, I'm going to start with 1 to 20. So 1 to 20, 21 to 40, 41 to 60, 61 to 80, 81 to 100, and for this one you needed to create one more, and I'm going to just go up like this, and we'll go stand the line and make that 101 to 120. From 1 to 20 there were nothing, 21 to 40 there were 4, so I'm going to reach up all the way like this, 21 to 40. 41 to 60 there were 6, so we're going to go a little bit higher. Okay, so just let me extend because the bars should be touching. 61 to 80, 7. 81 to 100 is 2. And 101 to 120 is 3. I like to shade it. Okay, just makes it a little easier, I guess, to see. And you can tell that it's definitely better to see when you shade it. So that's your histogram. Okay. And wow, the last one already. Okay, 6. So we want to create a box plot. Okay, so I'm going to create a box plot. And first thing you have to do, creating boxes, put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So let's start. 48 to 60, 65, 70, 72, 74, 86, 87, 88, 90, and 100. So there you go, my numbers in order from least to greatest. Now I want to find the median. Okay, so the median, or Q2, is going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, lucky us, it's exactly one number. We don't have to add or divide by 2. So in this case, this is my Q2, or right median. Okay. Now from this half here on the left side, I'm going to find my lower quartile or my Q1. So it's 48 and 72, 60 and 70. And again, lucky for us, it's just a single number. And that's my Q1 or lower quartile. On the upper half, 86, 87, 88, and 88, and 88, 90, and 100. So you get this one was this one, this one was this one, and 88 is our Q3. Okay, so the lowest number is 48. Highest number is 100. Our median is 74. Our lower quartile is 65. Our upper quartile is 88. And the IQR, the interquartile range, is Q3 minus Q1. And that is, let's see, what's Q3? Upper quartile, which is 88. And the lower quartile, so I'm going to write Q2, Q1 over here just in case. And Q3. Okay, so 88 is my upper quartile or my Q3 minus 65. And 88 minus 65 is going to be 23. So that's my interquartile range. Okay. It asks us to, obviously you have to draw this now. Here's a sort of a straight line. 48 to 100 to go 48, 49, 50, it's going to be way too much. So maybe we can do this a little bit easier instead of 20. So we can go by 5s, 40, 45. I would go by 5s. 55, that's not that bad. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 100. So that wasn't that bad. Okay, so let's use our 5-point summary here, our 5 points necessary here. So the lowest is 48, so about here. Highest, about here. Median 74, just a little bit under 75. Lower quartile 65, upper quartile is 88. So let's draw our box plot or our box and whisker. So there's my whisker on this side, my whisker on this side. And I'm going to create my box. That's the edge of the box here and it goes all the way, oops, should go all the way to the end, right there. And I'm going to draw, and that's my median. Oh my god. Okay, so my median should be just like that. Okay, so I like to write this so that I know that this is 25% of the data, that's another 25% of the data, this is another 25% of the data, and another 25% of the data. Okay, so it says at the bottom right 3 statements, right? One was 25, one was 50, one was 75. So I can say that 25% of my data, 25% of my data, my numbers, test grades, or the test grades were between the lowest number was between, so 25% was between, of the scores was between 48 and 65%. 48 and 65. So I can pick any of the other groups here. I can say 25% of the grades were between 65 and 74, or 74 and 88. Okay, or even 25% of the students got a grade between 88 and 100. So you have choices with the 25. Okay, 50%. 50% of the students scored, and you can pick any 2 groups, scored between, let's see, 65 here and 88. Okay, these 2. You can say that 50% of the students here scored between 48 and 74. So that's another thing you could have said. Okay, so you had choices with 50 as well. And lastly, 75%. 75% of this class scored between 65 and 100. Okay, or 75% of the class scored below 88. Okay, so it'd be this one, this one, this one. So that would be 75, right? These three combines. 75% scored lower than what? What's this Q3 here? 88. Okay. That's it. So it will be very similar to this. And your last word, oh my god. I don't know what your last word should be. Here, this is your secret word. Have a good summer.